In theory, I think that one person, if they were on a deserted island, would possibly, if they had unlimited amounts of time, be able to come up with all the technological advances that we have in this world today. The knowledge is there, the physics, everything is there in the real world. It's just that we often don't know about it or don't understand it yet, and those sorts of things. And at the end of the day, though, the reason why we have all these things is because different people have played with different things, and done a lot of that tinkering. And so as we do all that tinkering and playing, we're able to share some of the things that have been valuable to us, and we can put that into words and we can describe that to other people. And that's a great thing about humans as such, that we have this complex language in which we're able to do that. As we can do that, we can kind of accelerate this process of trial and error and play and all those sorts of things. Yes, we do need to be careful about this, because as soon as we just listen to one person's piece of advice about something, that means that we sometimes limit our thoughts onto just what that one person says, and then we stop playing and tinkering with a lot of other things. But on the other hand, if we actually want to move forward, sometimes we do really need to listen to what one person is saying, and then take on board some of their ideas and start toying and playing with their ideas as well. And so this is where things like videos and books and talks and lectures come into play. We want to learn from other people and hear what other people have to say, so that we can kind of shortcut the process of having to tinkering and playing with everything on our own. As much as we enjoy play, it would take us forever if we had to completely reconstruct our world right from the very beginning for each and every person. So we like to listen to each other, and again, if you can reach some of the things that you want to reach in your life and the things that you want in your life through just tinkering and playing, then that's absolutely fantastic. But sometimes we want to actually just listen to other people who've done certain things, and we want to hear what they have to say. And so that's what's happening in this video here, for example. You're listening to me, you've been kind of possibly inspired by some of the things that I'm saying. It's triggering a few things in your mind, and then you've started to play and maybe even talk to other people about some of the ideas that I've been sharing. But the thing is that you kind of want to know a little bit more, and so hence why you're possibly watching the third part of this video series. That you want to actually learn more, and you think that I have something valuable to say, and so you continue to watch videos or other things like that. Again, bringing this back to my example of skateboarding, I know that when I first started skateboarding last year, I just spent a lot of time tinkering around and playing around. And then eventually I got to that stage where I was getting a little bit frustrated because I wasn't quite improving the way that I kind of wanted to, or at the pace that I was, and I was just seeming to hit some blocks. And so what I eventually did, for instance, I wanted to learn how to ollie. And while I was having some success about just trying different things, putting my feet this way or that way and trying different stuff, in the end of the day it wasn't really that consistent. And I was like, So I watched a video on it on YouTube, and then from there I understood more of the physics about it and stuff like that, and I was like, okay, alright. And then I went back to tinkering and playing, and I started being able to do things a lot more effectively. And so that's the value of things like books and videos and lectures and all those sorts of things. But notice that they give very, very general sort of advice. It is not necessarily that specific. There's no feedback that happens or anything like that. But we can take these principles, like the things that I'm sharing with you at the moment, they're very much principles. I don't know how exactly you're going to apply these in your life. That's for you to tinker with and to play with, and how these ideas actually happen in your life. And you're welcome to do that. But I can't speak directly to your very situation in these videos. And so this is both a good and a bad thing. It means that sometimes we actually need some more specific advice, and I'll talk about that next time. But for the moment, yeah, sometimes we just want to hear a few things, a few principles, a few guidelines, and then we're like, okay, I'm going to go back to playing again. One of the best examples I have of this is last year. I took a young gentleman that I was working with, tutoring, I took him skiing. And at first I tried telling him exactly how to do things, and no, you've got to do it this way. No, you've got to do it this way. No, you've got to do it this way. And in the end, I started getting frustrated, and he started getting frustrated. And then I was like, actually, just let him play. Just let him enjoy the snow. This is his first time up there. Just let him enjoy. And so I did. And he tried different things, and he was trying different ways of skiing and stuff like that, and just tinkering around with it, basically. And then once he'd done all of those things, he did then attempt some of the things that I'd actually shown him and taught him about, and he was like, oh, okay, well, this now makes sense. But I actually needed to allow him to have the time, to actually play with different ideas first, and then come back and then go, all right, I know what Justus has shown me, let's maybe try and see how that looks. And the thing is, when people do this, when people like watch these videos, or I say something to someone else about some other topic that we're talking about, how that exactly is going to look in their lives might be very, very different from the way that it looks in my life. I can talk to somebody about how I write, but in the end of the day, my handwriting is going to be quite different from another person's handwriting. And so that's the other thing as well. When we are sharing things with other people, when I'm sharing this with you, I'm not going to expect you that your life is going to look exactly like mine. You're going to take some of these ideas and you're going to apply them in various different ways, and that's actually okay. That's very, very cool. So that's the first point I'd like to make at the moment in this series about what is the role of advice and where does it happen, and especially talking about things like books and videos and talks and lectures and things like that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, get in touch with me if you want to talk about this more, or just comment below, and that'd be great, and share this video if you'd like. Thanks. All right, bye.